My name's David and this is my director's commentary for my FMP advert. So my advert was a Dr Pepper advert and the opening shot establishes the location. I struggled a bit with the location as with the original shot it was filmed somewhere else on site in college, but after review this didn't look good, so I decided to go for a street setting. So the basic narrative was that a bottle follows this person down the street and they growingly get scared of it. So the first few shots are just to establish that the Dr Pepper bottle is the main thing the audience should be focusing on. And then, as with most Dr Pepper adverts, they're very comedic and quirky, so that was kind of vibe I was trying to establish with mine. And then the next shot is of the protagonist then hiding somewhere and the bottle follows them, and then they have a comedic back and forth screaming shot. The following shots here where the protagonist is established outside this big building, had to refilm these a few times as originally they were out of focus and whatnot. And we follow on to the bottle again, and there's a zoom up shot of this just to accentuate there is a close up shot of the bottle again. Now in the background it switches between upbeat music from the start and then goes into more of a sinister thing to establish the sinister vibe of the bottle. And then after this narrative quickly ends, there's a very professional shot of the bottles themselves. Now I wanted to move away from the narrative quite quickly to establish that this is in fact an advert. So not far from the end the advert comes to a quite abrupt stop. As we can see the professional shot of the two bottles sat on the chair, then that actor from earlier proceeds to come in and sit on the bottle. So then the actor from before proceeds to sit down on the bottle, making it quite comedic. So I thought this was like a very good idea and similar to the actual Dr Pepper advert. So overall I'm quite satisfied with how it turned out, considering the obstacles I faced when editing and shooting it, as a lot of the shots were quite unusable, so the majority did have to be refilmed about 3 times. But overall I'm satisfied with how it turned out, and I feel like, especially using Photoshop for the graphics and stuff, I've really learnt a lot from this FMP, so I am quite happy.
That's good.
How long? Reflecting back on refilming the shots, I had a bit of trouble with getting the actor back in because obviously they had their own work to film, so that was another challenge, but eventually I did get them in to refilm for a final time. I did have a bit of trouble finding the right graphic as I was saying, with using Photoshop I'm not used to using it, so there's a bit of trouble finding the right kind of graphic, and I really wanted it to have again a similar vibe to the Dr Pepper advert that I took inspiration from. So to get it as perfect as it did was very satisfying, and my advert reaches about 35 seconds, which I feel like is the correct average advert time. So overall I am satisfied with how everything turned out.